All right, guys, so this is our next attachment. So this is a Bobcat 90-inch six-way blade. So I looked at six-way blades for a long time. When I had the New Holland, I looked at six-way blades, and I just thought, man, you get a skid steer, get enough traction. With the tire one, if it was dry and decent ground, you could probably push pretty good with it. I mean, it is, about 60 horsepower. But with this one here, this is 92 horsepower. Now, they do make two or three other ones. I can't remember if the smallest one was 80 inches, and then maybe like 86 or 84 inches, and then 90, then 90. Maybe there's one between 90 and 98, but they do make a 98 inch. So I looked at them, for years, and there's off brands, there's other brands. This is a Bobcat. Now I'm not sure who made it. I don't know if it's a Bobcat, if it's actually made by Bobcat or not. I didn't see where it had. At least not yet, anyway. I haven't seen where it has a stamp from somewhere else. Maybe if you had to take that off, you might be able to get in there, and maybe there'd be something in that box there that would be. I was just looking at it has a plug or something right there. I don't know why that's there, but anyway, it looks the electric actually goes up and under. But I know they have, somebody I think had one that was made by, was it Grouser? I think Bradco makes some different brands. I'm not sure. I'm guessing Bobcat doesn't make this blade, but I don't really know for sure. I haven't found anything that was other branding yet. So I just got it. I bought it off Marketplace. I actually looked at getting a new one with the Bobcat. I was going to I'll get a post pounder and a blade and try to get a brush cutter. Yeah. But man, they're expensive. I think the new 98-inch one was quoted at like $11,600, something like that. And that's just not going to happen. But this one here was on Marketplace. I've seen a bunch on Marketplace. Actually, they seem to be that the true Bobcat and true Bobcat brand and Grouser and the better brands seem to sell pretty fast on Marketplace. So finding one that was like the right price but wasn't like a long ways away, same thing. That's a Marketplace. That is a Marketplace thing, right? Trying to find one in your backyard at a decent price was probably the most challenging thing about Marketplace. So they were going, $3,500, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. I've seen them for $7,000 and $8,000. So, this one popped up. It's about a little over an hour away. Popped up over in Olean, New York, at a Bobcat dealer over there. Somebody had traded it in. I asked about it, and actually had a deal made, and I changed my mind and said, I'm not going to do it right now. He was going to deliver it and everything, and then I decided about a week later, actually, I'm going to go ahead and get it. So he delivered it, and I put it on, and that's it. And looking at it the other day, before I put it on, I was like, man, is it? Because there's some of them that are not six-way blades. I was like, man, is that a six-way blade or not? Because the cylinder on the top, I was looking for like a swivel head. Well, it actually has, all it has is it slides back and forth in there, and that creates a tilt. But the other day, I was like, man, I was actually getting a little bit worried that I got took, that it wasn't quite. Wasn't a six-way blade. So I bought it. The guy dropped it off. Actually, the guy that worked for him dropped it off. A little bit of dirt in there. And it was nighttime. I mean, it was like 6:30 at night or something like that. It was dark. And the Bobcat wasn't even over there. The Bobcat was gone. That was when the Bobcat was getting fixed. So I didn't even have a way to hook it up and try it until Sunday. Last Sunday, I did manage to get it down here, and I put it on, and it does work. So, you know, is this like, you know, is this a bulldozer? You know, I don't know. Is it, you know, it probably can do a lot of pushing. That I know when I was doing the swale over here with this thing, it has a lot of power. It can really push a lot of dirt, even with the bucket. I mean, you can dig right in, and you're going to you can actually push dirt really well with the bucket. Dig right in, you know, 6-8 inches, maybe more, depending on what it is, and it's going to make a hole. So, you know, is it a D3? No, but comparable, you know, you think about back to when everybody had, you know, a lot of people around here, farmers, they all had small dozers. The blades were about this big. You know, is it like I think my neighbor is it a John Deere 100, something like that. And it does not have a 6-way blade. It has angle, and I don't even know if it has tilt, just up and down. So, you know, you think about, okay, this is 92 horsepower, 10,500 pounds with tracks pushing a blade. So, and that was like when that's why when it was a 90-inch, I'm like, hey, that's fine. 8 inches less, you know what? I don't really think that's going to make a bigger difference. If anything, it's going to make the Bobcat perform better. So what? You got to make more trips when I grade this off. I'm going to have to make more trips to grade it off. So what? It's a Bobcat. It's faster than a lot of dozers, probably, right? It can get in tighter spaces. I mean, it's probably comparable to my neighbor's. I think it's a 100 or something like that. Bulldozer. It's probably comparable to that as far as size. It's a small dozer. It's probably, I would say the dozer might be a little bit longer. The Bobcat might be wider. The tracks are definitely wider. So why not? Now I did see One Eyed Custom has a video where he put a plate across the bottom of his. And I've seen like different ones, different pictures. This one's made a little bit different. It doesn't have as big of a skid plate. It has shoes that are adjustable, I guess. But I mean, I looked it up, the serial number, and it says Dozer Blade right on Bobcat. But they're all made a little bit different. Some of them have a different setup here. They have this where it's all triangle and it's a big tread. I think those are the Grouser built ones. So, you know, why not, right? I mean, this is what I bought the Bobcat was to get more attachments, be able to use the machine more to get more things done. And I think this is probably a good deal. Is it worth buying a one for $11,000 and finding out that it doesn't quite do what you want to do? No, definitely. I don't think so, right? So I think as far as that goes, with being 90 inches versus 98 inches or 96, I think it's 98 inches, it's probably better. It's probably going to perform better, right? I've watched some videos on people, how they operate them. Most people, I've seen more than one video where the guy says, you don't ever plow, you don't ever do anything straight ahead. It usually has a little bit of angle, does a lot better, it just tracks better. I probably will see about getting a plate made across the bottom. That One Eyed Customs did that. He said it saves from digging in and doing like a washboard effect, because the hardest thing to see, obviously the hardest thing to see when you're in the cab is the edge. But one thing I know about that, we have a front blade snowplow for the tractor, and that will teach you a little bit about it. What you do is you set the loader down with the blade tipped back. Set the loader all the way down, then tip the blade forward, and you can see how I have the edge. It's pretty. There's a gap over here, but it's sitting pretty level. I know that's how I do this. And the snowplow has springs, so it gives a little bit more. But I'm not saying I'm an expert at it at all. I just think that's probably what the hard part is you have to learn how to set it and then learn how to set it. Being that you can't see it, learn how to set it and learn how to adjust from that. And that's going to keep you from doing the washboard thing. But definitely that plate all the way across the bottom like he did will definitely do the trick too. That's a great idea. And he has it where he went out and dug a hole with it still. It didn't change, it changed the performance of the blade a little bit, but he said it made it way easier just to grade, And that's really what we're going to do. I'm going to go dig a pond with it? I don't know. I doubt it. I could if I wanted to, right? It's going to dig in. You probably wouldn't use just it to dig a pond, right? And definitely you could use it to do a ditch, a little bit of swale. Our driveway has low spots in the middle. You could use it to take the outside and put it in and make so he has a crown. Is it something you're going to use all the time? I don't know, but if I use it for this project right here and it works good, it will probably be, worth doing. Right now, as it sits today, I'm probably better at grading with the bucket than I am with this, right? This is going to have a little bit of a learning curve. I've seen videos where guys said, it took me, a day or two to get used to how to use it. But the one guy said, hey, once I figured out how to run it, we use it for all kinds of small jobs and we leave the dozers at the big jobs. You load it up on the Bobcat. So right now together, the two of them are 11,500 pounds. Throw them on a trailer and pull them behind your 3/4 ton, 1 ton pickup truck and go on down the road, right? So anyway, I will see if we can get in here and show you. Just trying to figure out how to do this. We'll show you that it does in fact move. So I guess I'll just leave the camera there and I'll just hop in and see if I can get it to do what I want to do. Hopefully the Bobcat, it's cold. I just started it and warmed it up a little bit and moved it down here. So hopefully it's not going to go through the warm-up procedure again. Just a little bit of mud on my boots to try to kick off. I have to wait for the mud to dry and then vacuum this out. But anyway, we'll see if this works. So we're going to, I was thinking about doing a different camera, but I guess I'll just go with this for now. But the nice thing about it is you got the 7-point.
You guys, let's get that Christmas shopping done. You can shop.
You got the 7-point, 7-pin harness, and it's Bobcat brand, so it's ready to go. So all you have to do is push operate. And then you got your hydraulics to turn on, push the auxiliary button, get your hydraulics turned up. So then if I just pick it up a little bit. So the nice thing about the Bobcat 7-pin is that everything's ready to go. And I mean, that's the part that's like, to me, is actually like amazing. So I'm just going to drive towards the camera a little bit. I mean, it's just pretty cool that. So, if you're going to use the auxiliary hydraulics for regular attachment that doesn't require electric, you just use the, the toggle side to side. Usually on the right stick is usually first, and then the left stick would be second. But with the 7-pin adapter, you use all these other buttons come alive, which is very cool. So to turn the blade side to side, it actually is a toggle on the left stick. So you push it left, you go left. Push it right, you go right. And it goes, I think it's 30 degrees or 35 degrees, something like that. Pretty cool. And then you have, if you've been in a Bobcat, I'll show you, we'll do more videos where I don't know if the weather's going to cooperate to do much with it today, and it's my first day, obviously. And then you have the cylinder in and out button on the right stick. So if you pull it back, I'll pick it up a little bit higher. If you push it down, which is back towards you, that tilts it, brings the left side up. I guess I don't know if you want to call it tilt right or tilt left. And then if you push it the other way, you have tilt left. And then you can also, you can do both. You can, so if you're going to do like a ditch, you would do it this way. You turn it this way, and you would tilt it down, and then you would turn it. So if you're gonna dig a ditch, that right there is all the way tilt, all the way turn. So if you're gonna do a ditch, dig it like a ditch, you put a swale in, that would give you how much you could do right there. So I mean, that's a pretty good range of motion, right? And I'm guessing you can't just bite in that much with it, but so you would probably start off a little bit less, and then you'd work your way to it. But just to have the capabilities of doing it to me is just super good, right? The other thing that Bobcat has, which you can't see, well, I don't know if you can see it at the camera or not, but I don't know if other brands have it or not. I know that I watched videos with a guy that does forestry mulching, and he bought something extra for his Kubota, but the Bobcat has, down on the left arm, there is a pin, kind of like a jack mount, and you have I'll show you that, have a D that comes with the attachment, and that's where that goes, and it's made so that if you hook that up correctly, then it's going to keep your hoses and your wiring. So it doesn't go, I don't think it tilts quite as far to the left as it does right. I think it tilts farther to the right. It definitely tilts farther to the right. But when you bring it back, boy, it really gets you a lot of tilt. So pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. It looks like it's pretty heavy duty. It's Bobcat. They put their name on it. So pretty cool. Really happy to have the 7-pin and just have everything work. I mean, that's really cool. Can't wait to use the post driver and use the 7-pin harness that I got for that from Skid Steer Genius. But we backed off on pounding posts. I was going to pound some posts in and do some work on the barnyard. And I got my steer out, took him to the butcher, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'd rather do this down here. So, pretty cool. So I'll get out here and I'll show you, if you haven't seen a Bobcat hookup, I'll show you that. I think it's pretty cool. I didn't even know they had it till, actually the salesman was down. He showed me that. It's kind of cool because it gives you just enough motion, a range of motion to do it. So it's right down here. There is a pin or mount right down there, kind of like a jack mount, and you put your hoses in there. It's a big D-ring. You put that pin through there, and that keeps your hoses up out of the track. And these are nicely run. I mean, I think these are pretty good run as far as you have enough slack in them to do it. And then the wire is right there. Not sure about the wire, whether that should be broad. Probably should bring that up a little bit more through the D and have looks like it has a zip tie that's not quite tight. Looks like the wire could probably come up here and be zip tied up there. But this wire's got a little bit of a loop there so I'll probably redo that before I do much with it. But pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it so far. We're going to try it out. And, I'm not going to, got to clean my tracks out a little bit more. But I'm not going to, I'm not going to be that guy that uses the video does a video the first time I use it. I'll probably mess around with it a little bit, and then we'll get the other camera and we'll make a video that way. But that is my Bobcat 90-inch 6-way Dozer blade. It's a 2020 model. It's actually Bobcat branded. We'll show you the stuff here real quick so you can see that. Has the Bobcat right there, and then right here's the serial number and everything right there, and then it has Bobcat back here. So I don't see anything that, there's something, inspection sticker down there. I'm guessing if it does have another brand on it, it's probably underneath that Bobcat over here. If it does have another brand, it's probably under there. That's where Eric from 4M Ranch, that's where his was. He bought a Bobcat one, and it was actually made by Grouser, and that's where he found the Grouser plate, was under there. So anyway, thanks for watching. This is my Blade. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. I'm sure we're going to do a video pretty soon of actually using it, and we'll show you the cab, the controls inside the cab, as well as have a camera set up outside watching what we're doing. It's probably not going to be today. We have a little bit of a fuel issue. We have no fuel, and I do not have a truck available to go get fuel. So we only have whatever this has in it, 2 or 3. I think it has 2 bars past the red, so it does not have very much fuel in it at all. So I'm probably just going to clean the tracks out a little bit and play around with it a little bit right here, and probably not going to do a video of actually using it today. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins, and have a great day.